Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Social Liability Podcast. I am your host, the Razgrees, with my co-host, the Buck Grundle, and together we discuss all those people in our lives that violate the social contract we've agreed to live by. This episode is titled Almost Nailed It. Buck,
Almost.
you almost. And you sent me a couple where it almost seems like someone might have had good intentions, but not quite. But before we get to that, let's talk about last episode, episode 10. Episode 9, where we discussed, this wasn't even episode 9, it was episode 8. What am I thinking? Episode 8, Rent a Hitman, which if you stop and listen to that, it involved a very good story about an individual that runs a website that is completely satire about renting a hitman. Obviously, and people are actually stupid enough to contact this gentleman and ask him to assassinate somebody. His name is Guido Finelli, and at least that's what he goes by online. And he's actually a fan of the show, apparently. So thanks for listening, Guido.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So that was kind of cool to reach out to somebody who actually listened to the show. But if anybody has any stories they'd like to send us, they'd like us to read and possibly go over on the show, you can do so by just a quick email to socialliability@icloud.com.
Definitely forward anything that you might have that highlights people violating this social contract we all agree to live by to that email address, and Raz will field it, and we'll probably have a great deal of fun discussing what people come up with.
So let's jump right into it with an article from the USA Today. This is great. Man fires warning shots in Miami hotel lobby after telling guests, "You all aren't socially distancing." Now, let me get this first and foremost put out there. I take coronavirus very seriously. I have to do for my job, and I do so in my personal life as well. Regardless of what anybody's opinion is, I wear a mask. My family wears a mask. I don't associate with people that don't in public. That's my choice to do right now. If you feel differently, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but laws are laws and ordinances are ordinances and such, and we all have to abide by them because that is the social contract we've agreed to live by. That being said, things can go a little too far sometimes. In the case of a 20-year-old man who was arrested in Miami Beach, Florida, after firing 4 warning shots and telling a mother and her son that they weren't socially distancing in a Miami hotel lobby. The shots didn't result in any injuries, however. A woman and her family, guest at the Crystal Beach Suites Hotel, had checked in earlier in the day on July 27th, according to the Miami Beach Police Department. A report provided by the public information officer, Ernesto Rodriguez. I'm sorry, this is going to sound horrible, but I love that name. And I would pick him as the PIO just for his name, Ernesto.
Agreed.
Ernesto.
I mean, seriously, it's got a very nefarious ring to it. I would definitely, I'm going to co-sign that with you, man. I would totally pick that guy. He'd be my first, he'd be the first name I drew out of the hat.
So you were in South American countries for quite a while. What's the most Hispanic-sounding name that you could ever come up with? Because I'm thinking Ernesto Rodriguez might be the name.
I'm not really coming up with anything more Hispanic than that, because that is definitely a top of the tier Hispanic sounding name. It'd be hard to really, maybe like a Guillermo. I mean, but Rodriguez is the prototypical, like it would either be Rodriguez or Garcia.
There you go. But, so and what's the whitest name you can think of?
Karen.
No, I said white, not douche.
I don't know. Whitest name I can think of would probably be Bleach.
God, you're John Smith.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, I was way off.
So if you're a fan of our channel at all on YouTube, you know that I have several shows, videos, whatever, dedicated to different animes and whatnot. And I was watching one over the last couple days, and the character that they are so adverse to the name Karen but her name is Karen. And when I turned the, because it was subtitled, I actually looked at it. They cut her Karen, Karen. Her name's freaking Karen. God damn it! But they didn't want to call her that. But regardless, the Karen is not good in any language.
Well, I mean, a Karen by any other name is still just as much of a bitch. So they can call her Karen all they want to. It doesn't change the fact.
The woman told police that she and her son went down to the lobby to wait for her boyfriend. While she was there, as they waited in the lobby by the elevator, they encountered Douglas Marks, who they did not know. You all need to leave, Marks told the woman and her son, and that you all aren't socially distancing, according to the statement she gave Miami Beach police. She said she ignored him and took her son to sit on the couch in the lobby, but overheard him saying, "Let me take care of them. I have 2 people not following directions." She said she heard Marks repeat, "You all need to leave," and then heard gunshots and ran out of the hotel, son in tow. Her son supported his mother's statements and said that he saw Marks holding a black gun. I don't know why they always say a black gun, because the only other guns I've seen are like the special edition, like pink Taurus, lady Colts, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I just have to venture and ask the question: will a pink gun kill you just as much as a black gun will?
Black guns are scarier, though.
But they may be scarier, but the truth of the matter is that the color of the gun is really arbitrary. It's just a bullet and the person firing it. But whatever, so it's a black gun. They felt the need to mention that.
Yeah, goofy. Several other witnesses confirmed that Marks with the gun and heard multiple shots. USA Today reached out to Crystal Beach Suites Hotel for comment. So you reached out to him for comment, but then it goes straight into, according to the report, Marks confessed his involvement after being taken to the Miami Beach Criminal Investigations Unit. So we reached out for comment. Did you get one or not? Come on, people, bad writing. He claimed he thought he was being followed, told the front desk clerk to call 911, and then fired 4 warning shots. Hotel surveillance footage confirmed the incident details. Police then took Marks to Turner Gulford Night Correction Center. He took him to jail. He was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, firearm use and display while committing a felony, and discharge of a firearm in public. He has since posted bail. I mean, yeah.
He was just trying to protect, man. He was just trying to keep everybody socially distant, dude. Come on, man. We can't bastardize this dude.
Sure we can. So part of my job,
you're right.
Part of my job is literally as a city safety officer, I have to go around and ensure that my employees are not all freaking sitting under a tree, huddled up together or swapping spit or whatever. I literally have to go around and make sure everyone's wearing their bloody mask and socially distancing. That's part of what I do on a daily basis right now. And it's going to get even worse here in about 2 weeks, because my town passed an ordinance requiring all masks in public by anybody. End of story. That when the ability to social distance isn't available. So this is going to be horrendous. I got that first week. I'm not leaving my office. I'm going to sit down. I'm not leaving because I'm not going out in public and watching the people explode. It's just from my vehicle, with the big city logo on the side of it and everything like that. And
I can tell you that you are not allowed to change your business cards to reflect my phone number once this ordinance goes into effect. You hear me? Don't you dare do it.
Well, somebody had the bright idea to put like a fillable form on our website, and one of the drop downs is safety concerns. So it's supposed to be if they see a city employee acting unsafe, they can email, and it goes directly to me, which wasn't even informed about. I was just all of a sudden started getting emails about socially distancing and stuff like that. Like, what am I going to do?
Surprise!
I just started forwarding them to the PIO and the tourism office and everything else.
Right.
Oh, but I mean, the mental instability aside, there are people that are literally calling the police because they are seeing 2 people not socially distancing in some places. But let's make something perfectly clear. the people that need to socially distance are not family units. If you're a family unit, you're living together and you're not wearing a mask around your damn house. And if one of you has it, the other one's going to get it. You're going to get it. So,
Right.
in every instance, there's always excluding family units. And if this woman's there with her son, yeah, obviously it's a woman and a child. So, I mean, but people are still calling police, making horses' asses of themselves. And you can see videos of this anywhere you go online. Any social media platform, you'll see videos of Karens being Karens. Or,
Oh yeah.
the douchebags just out there. You need to socially distance. Yes, you do. But there are certain. Is this really the hill you want to die on?
I normally don't make such concrete statements. However, I will go forth and say that the use of a firearm is not necessary, nor is it appropriate to enforce social distancing. And like, it really wasn't even this guy's place. Like, who the fuck is he? Like, that's what it, like, yeah, it's a law. Yeah. But you know what? I don't see you like going out and doing traffic stops. Like, why would you fire a live firearm because people aren't social distancing? Like, that is just not even
Here's the thing.
in any realm of thought. I cannot justify how that would be a good idea.
So there's no such thing as a warning shot, folks. There's not. There hasn't been in 60 years. There's no point whatsoever that a warning shot is justified. I am a huge supporter of firearms. Okay. So I had a conversation with my wife last night, and we've decided that I am the most liberal conservative you're ever going to meet, and she is the most conservative liberal you're ever going to meet. And that means we're right about the middle. And we both are advocates for firearms and firearm ownership. However, we are very adamant about people acting stupid with them. And
Right.
if you're going to draw a firearm, its purpose is to destroy something.
Right.
And so if you are pulling that firearm, you better have the intent to destroy something. And your intent better be damn well justified.
Right. Like, once you skin it, like, you cannot put that truth back in the box. Once that firearm comes out, something has to be broken or dead. Like, that is the only purpose for that firearm to ever be taken out, is to destroy something, like you said.
For work purposes, I've had to have a firearm use at one time in civilian life, if I ever had to draw a firearm. And it was the most screwed up situation in the world. I had just gotten word of a family member who had attempted suicide, again, which we're going to touch on here in another story. And I was literally leaving my house to head 3 states away at 11 o'clock at night. And I got hit head on. Well, the car backed up, stopped, and then I thought it was going to park, and then it drove right at me. I drew my firearm and thought about it for a second, because it's really all the time I had, and then I jumped. The car still hit me. I spun around onto the ground, went kind of skidding across the intersection, popped back up, and drew on it, the rear of the vehicle, and did nothing. Never touched the trigger. First officer arrives on scene. I know him. Tell him what he's looking for. He goes. State trooper pulls up on scene a couple minutes later. I said, this officer went that way. This is what he's looking for. He takes off. So I unload my firearm and everything. I set it down because I figured there's going to be questions. When they both come back, and unable to find the vehicle, the trooper looks at me and goes, "Well, we got a call. It wasn't about an accident. It was about a guy in the intersection with a gun." I was like, no, so luckily, I was well known enough that it was quickly just put away, and the fact that my smashed up car was just sitting there. So, but this is the thing. I swear to God, and you probably know this trooper too, and I'm not going to say his name. He goes, why the hell didn't you shoot the bitch? Because it was a woman driver. And I said, well, obviously it wasn't a justifiable shoot if I was able to get out of the way. Honest to God, his quote was, we wouldn't have known that if you'd shot her.
You can't really argue with that logic. I mean, like, you know, there is a saying that says a dead man tells no tales. I guess it really applies in that particular instance, and rightfully so.
Well, and then the kicker is the local cop says, well, you could have at least shot out a tire. I'm like, dude, there's houses. I'm in the middle of an intersection, the town square.
Yeah.
There's houses every direction, dude. Well, I guess you got a point there. Guess what? That guy's now the chief of police in that town.
Yep, serving and protecting. Just, you know, it's just a good thing that his job description isn't or does not include breed common sense.
Yeah.
Because apparently that's a little lacking.
So if people, yes, socially distance, yes, wear your masks. If you see somebody not, don't associate with them. Get away from them. And there are instances, yes, you have to travel for work or other reasons. But maybe try to limit that. You know, maybe not go to the hotel and stay at the beach. Just a thought.
And definitely don't pull out your frickin' pistol and start firing warning shots.
No such thing as a warning shot.
Well, you know what? I'm just going by what the article says, and you are right. There is no warning shot. But you know what? This guy, I mean...
It sounds like there's some mental health issues going on as well.
Right.
But moving on, let's go to Australia. I really can't tell. This is an ABC affiliate in Australia. They don't really do the call signs like we do here, so I don't got anything more better than that. But COVID-obsessed Bruce Rock supermarket owner, Bruce Rock is the name of the town, by the way, burnt down his own business to keep customers safe. Kill it with fire, I guess.
Well, best way to cure a headache is cut off the head, right?
Apparently, the co-owner of the only supermarket in the county, the only supermarket in the county, burnt down his business at the height of the COVID pandemic because he was obsessed with the virus and was being put under pressure by angry customers and out-of-town panic buyers, a Perth court has been told. So let's go back a little bit, because this was back in March, and that is when all the panic buying was going on, and literally that is when everyone was buying up all of the damn toilet paper. What was it like in Virginia?
There was definitely, like, we didn't feel any of the aftermath of it, but there was definitely a super shortage of things like toilet paper, paper towels, napkins, all sorts of stuff. And it was, for a brief stint of time, really bad here. I'd love to say that we planned ahead and had plenty of stock, but the shortage really started happening right after I just bought like a 24 roll thing of toilet paper. So I really got lucky, but people were, there was definitely a time where people were, considering using their own socks, I guess.
I've done that. But around here, it was real quick. Like, all of a sudden, as soon as somebody said toilet paper shortage, everybody went down to the store and bought it all up. To the point where I was able to find 4 whole rolls at the dollar store of 1-ply that was about as big as a soda can. It was ridiculous. Hand sanitizer, that stuff. And that was all from people not panic buying. Everyone keeps saying it was panic buyers. It was from these freaking assholes who decided, I'm going to buy this all up and sell it on Craigslist.
Yep.
Those people need to be drug out into the street and just beaten with belts.
Yeah. I mean, like, seriously, capitalizing on people's panic is really just disgraceful in and of itself.
And the thing is that we do have laws against that kind of thing, but they're rarely ever enforced. And I think that's one of the things that, talking about the social contract, what possible need are you going to have for a U-Haul truck full of toilet paper? I mean, in all seriousness, we're both from Pennsylvania, and It's ridiculous up there because, being in Oklahoma now, it actually flurried one day and the freaking town stopped. Everything shut down and people were wrecking all over the place from a flurry. And I distinctly remember, oh, cool, the snow's thick enough. Let's go out to the parking lot so we can do donuts. I mean, I can drive. Ice road truckers, screw you. I'll go up to Alaska and I'll drive that truck. It's just a way of life because for several months a
Right.
year our roads are ice. Period. But but still, the first time it snows, what's the first thing everybody does? They run down the Giant. That's the supermarket chain up there, folks. It might be a Giant Eagle or something in your area. It doesn't matter. But they run down to the supermarket and they buy up two things:
Milk.
and bread. Because I'm gonna have my bread milk in the morning. And guess
Well,
what?
I mean,
And
like,
these are both things that go bad very quickly.
yeah, world's in trouble. Let's go buy up all the things that will expire before we even get to use them all if we buy them in bulk. Let's do that.
Yeah. Now to
Yeah,
this,
we don't need any of that rice. We don't need rice. You can't have cereal and rice.
yeah.
We're in an emergency here, man.
Right now, I literally have 30 pounds of rice in my kitchen. We eat a lot of rice, but you know what? I still to this day. Now we're going to age this for people listening in the future. From once we're a big hit, and you go back and try to popularize all of our old episodes. This is August 7th when we're recording this. I still can't get meat on a regular basis.
I don't have problems getting meat, but I will tell you what has been very discouraging is that I have not been able to find, wait for it now, dog treats. I know it
treats?
sounds silly, but yeah. And the only reason I mention it is because of all the things for stores to be out of stock in all of their inventory. I can get all the toilet paper I want. I can get all the paper towels and eggs and milk and bread and all of it. But damn it, don't even try to go in there and get yourself some pepperoni, man, because there's none to be had.
Well, dogs don't know it's not bacon, and like every week on our shopping list we have Spam, and it's a 50-50 whether we're going to get that one can of Spam. We're getting pretty consistent about getting like the 1 pound little of hamburger meat, but God help you put down ham or something because you might get it, probably not. And the Spam is a 50-50. It's kind of ridiculous still.
It is, and you know what? I mean, it's just going to be interesting to see how everything starts to, I guess, progress. I don't want to say unfold because I think that I don't even think we're close to being done with the beginning of this pandemic outbreak.
No.
Social, it's a far cry from being over. So I'm not going to say unfold, but it's going to be a different set of circumstances here, and a very interesting evolution of events.
I have a meeting on a regular basis with it's a department head meeting. So I will usually be there, and usually the first ones there are like me, the police chief, and the fire chief. And we literally were sitting around at the last one saying, well, school's open next week. Who wants to take bets on how long they stay open? Because that's the thing. You get one case in there, well, now you're going to have to quarantine an entire classroom. If you get one staff member, that's the building. I mean, it's...
Yeah.
So, and everyone's fighting the online options around here for some reason. And what really is kind of ticking me off is our school said, we're going to do either one. You can either come in or you can do online. We said, we want to do online. And we got a message 2 days ago. Oh yeah, about that online thing. It's too expensive. We're not going to do it. So now we're scrambling to enroll our kids in cyber school.
Wow.
So hopefully.
That's just... I don't even want to touch base on this. Tell me more about this Australian guy who decided to burn down his supermarket.
Well,
because this COVID shit's just stupid.
Well, on the night of March 25th this year, Edward Guy Mason, 57, went to his store in Bruce Rock, 240 kilometers east of Perth, packed 3 trolleys with cardboard, and set them on fire before trying to take his own life. I can't read today. Not that I can ever read, but still. He then left the building and locked himself out before walking home, where he was later arrested. Passers-by saw the fire and alerted authorities, but the supermarket and adjoining hardware store owned by Mason's brother were destroyed, causing more than $1 million in damage. Mason pled guilty to a charge of willfully and unlawfully damaging a building by fire, with the district court hearing that began. That before he set the fire. Okay. Let me start that over again. Mason pled guilty to a charge of willfully and unlawfully damaging a building by fire, with the district court hearing before he set fire to the supermarket. He smoked 8 cannabis bongs. That is written wrong. Okay, I thought I was reading it wrong. No, that is the way it's actually written. But I didn't know a bong was a unit of measurement.
It must be in the metric system.
Yeah, so you have centimeters, kilometers, and bongs in the metric system, apparently.
It's a unit of measurement to measure, smoke.
Okay. Mason decided to eradicate himself. The court heard Mason's mental health had been deteriorating for about 6 months, but it was made worse because...
Really?
Yeah, no shit. Because of the coronavirus pandemic, which had seen people from out of town buying toilet paper and hand sanitizer. That was affecting his stock levels, and customers were becoming angry and abusing him about items not being available, and also about the extra hygiene measures he had put in place as a result of the pandemic. I never understood why, when a store is out of something, people get mad at the employees. I've never got that. Now,
you know what? They got to be mad at somebody.
Well,
so,
it's like when like for Black Friday, you'll see the big box stores. They'll advertise, "Hey, we got this 57 million inch television for $3." Well, yeah, they have 2 of them. They can still advertise it because they have them. Don't be mad at the guy wearing the blue vest, though. He's not the one that did it. It's the corporation. They're the ones that, did this just to get your butt in the store. But now you can buy this, 57 and a third inch screen for, $500. But it's still cheaper, But they can't that's not going to get you in the store when the store down the block with the red shirts are charging a lesser amount. So we got to make up these truths that are only going to affect one person, just to get you in the store. But again, it's not the employee's fault. So why I just
I agree with that, man.
If you start yelling at an employee, if you can't start yelling at an employee, it just makes you an asshole. I don't know what do you get, like a sense of pride? Like, I sure told that freaking minimum wage person what for.
Right. It's like, oh, well, you know what? Because I'm mildly, I have to suffer this mild inconvenience of not being able to buy whatever it is that I'm shopping for. I'm going to completely destroy the day of somebody who's got nothing to do with my problem, and tough shit for him.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's just not okay.
So if you think that you need to yell at a person because they work someplace that you're mad at, no, thank you, fuck you, bye. Let's see. His lawyer, Richard Lawson, said Mason then became convinced that he had the virus, and to protect his customers and the public from getting infected, he had to burn down his business. Later, repeatedly telling witnesses, "I set fire to business to kill the germs." Again, that is not what a person said. It says, quote, "I set fire to business to kill the germs." Maybe to the business or to my store. That bullshit. He decided he had to eradicate himself, Mr. Lawson said. Mason had been in custody since his arrest on the night, and Mr. Lawson said in those 4 months his mental health had improved because he had reassumed. God, this guy can't taking antidepressant medications and was receiving counseling. I'm sorry, he's not receiving any counseling. Jailhouse counseling. No, sir.
Nope.
No, honestly, though, he might be getting better counseling from another inmate who happens to be smarter than
You
the
know,
counselors.
I'm just impressed that they're actually giving him his meds.
But that too, because again, it's the prison medical system's kind of shite. So everyone thinks nurses are the greatest thing in the world, but let me tell you this: if you can't get a job in a hospital or you're fired from a hospital, you go to work in a nursing home. If you can't get a job in a nursing home or you get fired from a nursing home, you go work in a prison. That's a
And if you
reality.
can't get work at a prison, you can come over here to Virginia, and I might be able to put you on payroll for taking care of me.
You really want somebody who can't work at a prison as a nurse?
Uh, no, I said to help take care of me. Okay, there are plenty of things that skilled professionals would not even go near with a 10-foot pole that I need done on a regular basis. And I would love to get some rube who can't even get a job at a prison to be like, you know what, this extremely dangerous, irresponsible thing over here, that's what I need done. And
Isn't
that's
it?
the dude who's gonna show up front and center and be like, got it.
Why don't you just get a hooker? Oh, we got him in a corner, folks.
No, not really. It's I was actually contemplating that for a second, and I just don't think that that my other half would be okay with that. I mean, you know,
Okay,
I just
let her hire a hooker.
well, I mean, you know what? We'll look into it. It's just that I'm just imagining, and it would be a logistical nightmare.
Oh, jeez. Judge John Pryor said he'd received 17 character references on behalf of Mason, who was described as well liked and respected. Okay. Judge.
Either it's an extremely small community, or there's just come on, 17 references for an owner of the only supermarket, and only
which
17 people come forward.
which apparently everyone was treating him like shit. So, I don't know.
Right. I mean, but whatever.
Judge Pryor said most of the authors were shocked by what Mason had done, but did say in the lead up to the incident they had observed he was under immense pressure to remain stock levels and keep his customers happy and safe. The court heard that he had run the supermarket for 28 years after inheriting the business from his parents, who'd owned it for 50 years. Oh my God. So essentially, what this all leads up to, and I'm not going to, read the rest of it because it's really, really long. He ended up getting a suspended sentence and ordered to pay his brother $479,000 to compensate him for the damage that was done to the hardware store. Yeah, okay, he's going to bring up that when he just burned his store down and has no income. But mental health's one thing, but dear Lord, I mean, at what point do you really determine someone is a danger to society when they just stop taking their pills one day and then very quickly they deteriorate to the point where they're burning down businesses and trying to kill themselves?
Well, I mean, look at it from the really, oh, I'm really overreaching to find a positive here. No, never mind. I'm done.
Nope.
There's no positive on that one. This guy single-handedly took a 70-couple-year dynasty and the only grocery store in the bustling metropolis of Bruce Rock, and just let this whole thing just burn it down, literally. 70 plus years. It's a grocery store dynasty.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All one fell swoop.
Okay, so next, now this is one that I put in for today. This is from police1.com. Deputies, Florida man. You always know it's going to be a good story when it starts with Florida man.
Oh man, some of our best stories come from Florida.
Florida man kills Burger King employee after order takes too long. The gunman came into the restaurant apparently at the request of his girlfriend, who was angry about the wait, according to reports. Now, don't get me wrong, I love me a Whopper, but I'm not killing anybody over a Whopper.
Yeah,
And it sure as hell went to fries because Burger King's fries suck.
yeah. I mean, like, no, it's definitely not worth bringing a gun to. No.
So I mean, I've plenty of times, one of Ronnie's clowns ends up screwing up my order. It happens, and it happens more often than it should. But I've been angry. I don't think I'd ever consider killing a kid over it. But a woman in Florida was upset that her Burger King order took too long. So according to the Orange County Sheriff's Office, she got a man to come to the restaurant and shoot one of the employees. According to WKMG reports, deputies found Desmond Armand Joshua. Dude, he's got his name's. I mean, Desmond. Okay, that's a first name. Armand. But Joshua is a last name. That's weird. 22.
You never trust a person with two first names.
No.
Never trust a person with two first names. Never, ever, ever.
So this 22-year-old man was suffering from a gunshot wound in the parking lot of the Orlando Burger King when they arrived just after 7:30 p.m. last Saturday. He was pronounced dead at an area hospital. The woman, who was angry about the delay, got out of her vehicle and began yelling that she was going to have her man come to the restaurant. Records showed an employee had refunded her the $40 and asked her to leave. According to the report, deputies said the woman waited in the parking lot for her black sedan, for a few minutes and then drove away and returned with a white truck with a man identified as 37-year-old Kelvis Rodriguez Tormes. Again with the names, who was demanding that Joshua fight him. According to the affidavit, a witness intervened to stop the fight when Rodriguez put Joshua in a headlock and started choking him. According to WKMG, records show that both Rodriguez and the woman were interviewed after the shooting and thought their statements were. Throughout their statements though their statements are mostly redacted, they indicated that Rodriguez dismantled the gun used in the shooting and placed it in a location which cannot be located. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
He took it apart and threw it away.
What is the thought process there? Well, no gun, no murder. No. There's still a dead body there, buddy. And like these witnesses, like,
yeah, I had an idiot neighbor that did that. He got into a gunfight with another neighbor. Yeah, I know. Great neighborhood. Before the cops got there, he took the shotgun apart he had and hid it all over the house. Okay, so WKMG reports that Rodriguez is charged with first-degree murder with a firearm, destruction of evidence, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Great guy. Video was recovered. Recovered? Like what? They tried to get rid of the video too? No, you just went and got the surveillance footage, you dipshit. As part of the investigation, showing Joshua in a physical altercation with a male who had him in a headlock, according to the affidavit. A witness said the drive-thru was backed up because the restaurant was busy that night, causing customers to have to wait longer than usual. After the witness pulled Rodriguez off of Joshua, deputies said Rodriguez went to his truck and got the gun, telling Joshua, "You got 2 seconds before I shoot you." Rodriguez then shot Joshua repeatedly shortly thereafter. I wonder if he actually gave him the full 2 seconds. Maybe he gave him a little bit more time. I don't know. He then fled in the white truck. The black sedan fled also. Officials said Joshua was rushed to a nearby hospital where he died, according to investigators. He had just started working at Burger King a few days earlier. Holy crap.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, man. I feel terrible for that.
Dude, in what realm is the pussy so good that she is so upset about her damn Whopper that you're going to go get a gun and shoot the burger flipper?
There's nothing that you can even extrapolate from that whole scenario that even resembles a good idea.
I mean, in all seriousness, how angry do you have to be about your McNuggies that you're going to kill somebody over it? I mean, in all seriousness, there is very, very few reasons in the world that you need to kill somebody. That is not one of them. It's not even. It doesn't even rank. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
I mean, like, that's not even like in a sub list of reasons to kill somebody. Like that's not even like a bulleted off like underneath subcategory of nothing.
And it doesn't even sound like this guy, like the guy that got killed, even got the better of him in a fight. It sounds like he put him in it choked him out and then shot him. What was there you even be mad about? Other than, I mean, did the chick go home and tell this guy that this dude raped her puppy?
Well, I mean, like, the thing that like is the whole thing is messed up to begin with, and it should have never escalated as far as it did. But why would it even occur to somebody that this is a necessary action after you've been refunded your money? Like, you read earlier that the employee even refunded the lady who had to wait too long, but getting a refund was not good enough. There's got to be blood. Like, man, oh day. Like, that's just.
Let me ask you this. See if you can. I want to test your memory a little bit. It shouldn't be that hard of a stretch, though. Every fight that you ever saw in prison, what was always the main reason given for the fight?
Shit. I mean, like.
Oh, I can tell you what it is. He
Well, no, I mean,
disrespected me.
Disrespecting. Yep.
You disrespected me. Shut the fuck up. You don't.
Yeah. Tough.
Tough shit. Fuck you. I disrespect you right now. Consider that. You're not entitled to the world to treat you like the sun rises and sets on your ass.
Right. I mean, like, and this woman must have had candy flavored nipples or something, because, you know, if a woman came up to me and said, I need you to kill this guy because he made me wait too long in the drive-thru, I'd be like, you know what, you need to go and, like, let me just bring you over to this place here. We'll go on this date. It's called to the police station. I'm just going to turn your ass in. Like, seriously.
And
bringing murder into a fast food order? Come on. Like, why would a man even take that shit seriously? Man or woman. You know, why would you even take that seriously? Your partner comes to you and goes, "Oh, I had to wait too long in the drive-thru. This person needs to die." I'd look right back at that person and be like, and we're over. Like, yep. That's enough for me.
You have to imagine that this is not the first emotional outburst this young lady has had. So this guy's probably used to it and accepts it. So I really have no sympathy for him, and whatever punishment he gets is probably not enough. I mean, you snuffed out someone's existence over a freaking burger.
No, I really I hope that terrible things happen to this man while he is in prison, serving whatever time he does serve before somebody makes him a whopper.
In recent years, I've wavered on my support of the death penalty. There's in certain cases, though, where I think that it's unrefutable that it's warranted. In this case, I think I'd have a hard time arguing against it because it was premeditated and completely no justification whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Right.
And I didn't even think about having this conversation, when we were prepping for the show, but I used to be, I was like a hang 'em high kind of guy. But ever since, finishing my degree program and doing all those things, with a focus on criminal justice, I just see way too many things going wrong. But in this instance, this guy is do we ever want this guy back in society? I mean, somebody might cut him off in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, a guy who's willing to kill someone over a fast food order dispute, not even a dispute, just the timeliness of executing a fast food order. If he's willing to kill someone over that, then I'd have to agree with you. That the guy kind of forfeits
His right to
his.
oxygen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like there's seriously ways that guy doesn't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Like he can be out of the club. Goodbye.
So that's our opinion. But so typically we're right now recording these shows on Fridays. That could always change in the future depending on Buck's availability to his internet and whether his dogs are going to cooperate on that given day. Because this is the second attempt to record episode 10. But if you have any ideas or read articles from your locale that might fit someone's violation of the social contract, please send them our way. Social liability at icloud.com. Tell a friend, because that's the best way to get this podcast out there. Just tell a friend, share us on one of your social medias, something of that nature. And we really are looking for some input on how we can make this show better and something you can enjoy listening to on the regular basis, because we're doing this to keep our sanity right now, folks.
Pretty much. I mean, I'll expound on that a little bit. I actually enjoy, recording this with you every week. Raz and I have been friends for 15 years now. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to be able to connect every week. And we've always run down the same vein on some issues, and on other ones, now everybody else can look at the comedic workings of our disagreements, because it's just that it's a great time, and we definitely enjoy putting this on for you, and we would appreciate any feedback or input that you give us.
And then you're getting it all for the low price of 0. So there is that. So that being said, I think that's where we're going to cut it off for this week, and we look forward to hearing your input, your reviews and input for next week's episode of the Social Liability Podcast. Thank you very much, and have a week.